Hello everybody, this is Philippe, the Learn to Grow guy. I'm in my power and water room, okay? And I want to show you what happened to us on the 30th of September. Okay, here goes. This is my inverter, okay? It's got a fault light here. This fault light was done on both inverters and the system had shut down. My batteries in this case here, they were in alarm mode, meaning that they had shut down, okay? They had shut down, they were not letting any more power out of the system. Now, here's the thing, I want you to remember this, okay? I want you to remember that for a moment as I walk you through some things here, okay? Also in there behind me was that big that greenish looking water tank, and that's my water supply. Over here behind this wood pile is one of two 6-gallon water containers that I have that I keep on hand at all times, regardless of no matter what's happening, okay? This is one of them. The other one is the one that I started using. But I want you to keep this stuff in mind for now, okay? I want to show you what I've been doing. Remember, the inverters, they were at fault, meaning that they had shut down. They were not letting power through anymore, okay? And the battery systems, they were at alarm mode, okay? Meaning that the amount of power that's in them was taken down too low, beyond the 15 to 20% level that they should be taken down to, okay? Anytime you take your batteries below that 15 to 20% power level, basically what you're going to start having is that you're going to start causing damage to your batteries, all right? Okay. This here is what I've been doing. I've cleaned out this row and this row. I still have these other rows to clear out to put the mounds back the way they were in the beginning of the season. All right. Okay. So we were out of town until about, last Tuesday. And when we came back, everything was functioning just fine. It was cloudy for every day of the week, and I think today is really the first true sunny day that we've had, okay? And please keep in mind that the way I live out here is that I'm on 100% solar power, all right? And everybody's talking about what happened or what's going on with the hurricane. And please, y'all, I've spoken to you guys about this on previous videos about making sure you go out, you start saving stuff up and start stacking some food. And when you do buy extra food, please make sure of all you're getting that you buy some extra, okay? An extra 10% or 20%, whatever it is, you're able to buy extra beyond your own family's needs. As far as storing food is concerned, please buy extra because other people will be in need at one point in time or another. It could be people who are in need in your community. If you're in certain places on Eastern Tennessee, as well as in North Carolina, a lot of people are going through some difficult times, okay? Please help out wherever you can. If your church is, I know my church was doing a program as to where we're sending stuff out over there to go help out and things like that. And as I drove through the town where I live out here, there were many people, many organizations were actually collecting food, they're collecting water, everything so they can send them out there as well, okay? Some places out there, you need a helicopter to get out there or something to get across the raging waters or what have you, so that you're able to get the help out to the people who are in need of the help. I know one of the things that I used to always want is a helicopter or one of those, how you call those things? One of those drone type of aircrafts that you can lift off like a helicopter and go wherever you want to go. And those type of vehicles, they're really, really, really needed right now so that people can get the help that they actually have a need of. Okay, what have I learned? Something I've been telling a lot of people from this hurricane stuff. This is from what happened with this hurricane, okay? One of the things that I've been telling people a lot is this, okay? Anybody who asks me about buying solar, I always tell them two things. There's two main things you want to make sure that you do. You get more batteries than you have a need for, okay? Again, let me say that again. You get more batteries than you have a need for. In addition to that, the second thing is that You want to make sure that you have enough solar panels to get your system recharged as quickly as possible. Okay. The reason I say that is because I know for us, we went 6 days. Okay, 6 days on the single charge that we had from when we got home. We went for 6 days, and I wish we were able to go twice that. Okay, maybe 12 days, because it's not just rain or hurricane weather that can actually give us many days without sunlight. You also got snowstorms that may come in and sit in an area and drop a whole lot of snow, and that would also do damage to us as far as putting our inverters into fault mode and possibly trying to overuse the batteries. Okay, and again, those are two things you don't really want your system going into. Do I have a generator? Yes, I have a generator. Also have charger where we can charge up the batteries and things like that. We have some gasoline on hand, as always. So we're fine. The only problem that we had is that, like I said, we ran out of electrical power, and that's because we had cloudy days all those days and such. Okay, for more than a week, and it is what it is. Sometimes that's how things are. Okay, so but nonetheless, we were not too concerned. Okay, um, thing I've learned about power is the same thing I'm telling you now. Is make sure that when you're buying a solar system, get something with plenty of batteries. And again, you want enough solar panels to charge up everything as quickly as possible. Okay, now. Batteries for solar systems are expensive. I'm just being honest with you. Okay, they're expensive. Okay, I know the ones that we have, they're more like $1,200 each, and they're not cheap. Okay, they're not cheap. All right. So, therefore, having a backup means of power, which is to have a generator, and that'll help you out quite a bit until gas runs out, which is why you don't really want to try to run a generator all the time. Okay, whenever you have emergencies, you want to run them to get the job done that you're trying to get done, and you want to shut those babies down. All right. Um, as far as water for us, okay. Since I have that huge tank, that 1,500 gallon tank, um, what that does is that I've got filtering system where everything can go through. If let's just say we had a scenario where we had no way of getting power up, okay, meaning that my batteries are fully damaged and things like that. What I have a need for is a means of extracting water from the tanks, okay, so that I can filter them and make sure that they're drinkable, whether I'm boiling them or boiling the water or whatever. But that's what I have a need for. I have a need for a system as to where I'm able to extract water out of the tanks, okay? Out of the tank. My daughter this morning, she sent me this pump. I don't know anything about the pump. I looked at what she sent me, and it's a pump as to where you can crank it manually. You can also set it up so that it's able to. It's a hand pump, okay? It's a hand. You know what I'm talking about? It's a hand pump, and but that particular pump, it's one of those as to where you're able to connect it to a solar system, a motor, so that it's able to pump the water for you, so that you don't have to use a hand pumping action. Um, Something like that could be helpful, but I'd have to go up a ladder to try to. I need something else where I can be on the ground, drop a hose in, and to pull water out. Do I have such a pump? Yeah, I've got a pump like that. I bought it back in, I think it was at Harbor Freight that I bought it. I think I've done a video on that to showing when I was showing you guys how I get my emergency water and things like that. Okay, whenever I run dry in case of droughts. Okay, now whether that type of water source would be available to me during the time of, say, severe snowstorm, well, not snowstorm, severe windstorms, as to where, um, yeah, that's a lousy example. if it's heavy rains, I've got water, but the bottom line would be trying to make sure that I'm able to filter it. Okay, as far as filtering water is concerned, basically what we're looking at is that I've got the what's that, the I forget what they call it, some of the straws. Um, I made a Berkey type of water filtering system, so I can just pour water into the top container, and let the water drip out of there onto the drinking container side and such. So we've got that. Okay, we've got that, and like I said, we can boil water, and so we can make sure that we're taken care of. Okay, main things that you want to consider in cases of emergencies. Okay, for one thing, you got to have backup emergency power. Okay, number two, you got to have a means of water. Okay, and the other side is you got to have food. And I've talked with you about that before, and I've also mentioned that a little while earlier about making sure you start buying stuff. Okay, buy enough so that you have extras, not just for yourself, but for your neighbors who may be in need. Now, which takes me to the point of growing your own food. Okay, now in buying a place where you're going to want to grow your own food, there's a lady named Ellen White. Okay, you can look her up. All right, look her up and check out some of the books. She's the most written female author in the world. Okay, so anyway, you can look her up. One of the counsels that she gives is this. Okay, she says that when you're looking for a place to live, you do not want to live in a place as to where it is a valley. You don't want to build your home in a valley, meaning that a place as to where water can come gushing down from the sides to where you're at and flood you out. Okay, and so where water can come from the top of the hill from behind you and come and flood you out either. And I'll take it a little bit further. Okay, I don't think you want to be too close to a lake that has being fed by streams coming from uphill too far. I mean, what I'm saying. Something as to where the amount of waters that can be collected in the lake can overflow the banks. Okay. That's one aspect. You don't want to be too close to a large river, okay? Because rivers can overflow as well, all right? What I'm saying is that rivers will overflow their banks too, and they'll come out and they'll flood whole systems, whole regions. If you look at some of the videos and some of the pictures that's out there that people have taken from helicopters or from wherever, you will see that rivers overflow, lakes overflow. In my viewpoint, mountainous sides, scripture also talks about fleeing to the mountains. Okay, my viewpoint is that a place on a mountain, some place on a plateau. I'm somewhere on the Cumberland Plateau. Okay, that's where we're at, and I know around us over here, I'd say the highest area above us is maybe a quarter mile away. It's somebody's property, and it goes up maybe another 100 feet higher than the elevation. That's where I'm at over here on this side of the property. Okay, so odds of us flooding, I'm not seeing the odds of us flooding. That's by the grace of God. To me, God led us to this property here. So I'm trusting God for everything that, to protect us from floods or whatever it is and such. Okay, but again, if you're looking for land to buy, a place to buy, to grow food and do whatever you're going to do, like I said, Ellen White, look her up. Okay, look her up. Okay, she makes the recommendation you do not build a house in a valley. Okay, and I stand by that 100%. And like I said, my viewpoint also, okay, this is what I add to her counsel, is not to be too close to a river. Okay, not to build too close to a river because they will overflow the river banks, okay, and they will rise up, okay, and also not to be too close to a lake as to where the lakes can also get overly flooded and rise up and go beyond the shores of the lake as well, okay. So, like I said, be prepared, y'all. There's stuff coming. Okay, this is somewhat of a conspiratorial theorist aspect, okay? Like I said, stuff is coming, okay? But what I do believe is that the powers that be will not use another sickness type of thing to try to get us to surrender our rights and our freedoms, okay? I think they're going to use something else. But I've been wrong. All I know is that Scripture does talk about famines and diseases and stuff like that running rampant in the end times, okay? But my viewpoint is that based on what we saw from a few years back, I don't think those same texts are going to be used in the near future. I mean, yes, you've got stuff that's happening as to where our former president had pulled us out of the global warming accords. I think yes, the Paris Accord, and our current president had put us right back in as soon as he got into office. And I don't know who we're going to have for another president, whether we're going to remain in the Paris Accords. But all I know is that the Paris Accord is not something that we want to be in. In addition to signing over our freedom, every nation's freedom over to the World Health Organization, it's not something that I'm in agreement with. I hope this does not violate YouTube's policies, but that's just my point of view at this point, okay? Y'all be prepared, okay? Please, 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 please buy extra stuff that you're going to need. It's not just food, okay? It's not just food. Don't get me wrong. Food is something that you need. Some of the things that I'm hearing about some of the Costco's and some of the other large brands, the Sam's Clubs and stuff like that, they're running out of toilet paper and they're also running out of paper towels, okay? I don't know what else they're running out of. I'm not going anywhere. But I'm just saying that that's what's happening. Excuse me. People do have needs for a lot of things. But guys, if you're ready, unless you get flooded out, okay, unless you get flooded out or burned out like in Hawaii, okay, be prepared, because you don't want to be part of the problem. You want to be a part of the solution. You don't want to be contributing as where they're trying to get everybody fed and you're one of the people starving also. Keep in mind that people that are desperate, they do desperate things as well, okay? So you take that as you want to take it, but my viewpoint is to be ready. You're not going to be able to, well, I'll let that go. Just be ready, okay? Get your food, you're gonna need sanitary stuff, okay? You need stuff to clean. Whatever it is that you use daily, buy extra of those things, okay? Food, water, cleaning supplies, laundry stuff, okay? Deodorant, okay? All those things that you use regularly, buy some and buy some extra stuff, all right? And again, grow your own food. I know I'm singing to the choir, okay? But I don't mind singing to the choir if it's gonna help you out, okay? I don't mind singing to the choir. And I know for me, where we're at out here, in the middle of nowhere, okay, as some people like to say, I'm comfortable here, okay? I love my neighbors, okay? I have good neighbors. I have neighbors who care. My desire is to try to get things going with my neighbors as to where we look out for, we already look out for each other, but I would like for us to, plant more food, stuff that can help people out if people are in need, and set up some kind of bartering system so that we can barter if need be. And the key thing is this, okay? The key thing is this, that I'd like for all of my neighbors to respect each other, okay? So with you, I'm telling you to live respectfully and respect those who, respect other people's privacy, respect other people's whatever it is that they've got. And I think everybody will do fine. And when the time comes that we need to help each other, we should be more than able to help each other out, all right? And again, key things that I've learned, okay? You always need more power. You always need more batteries. And larger solar panels, so that you're able to recharge your batteries as quickly as possible. And that also helps out on cloudy days too. I know yesterday, for example, we had a little bit of sunlight, and that was what was able to get us over the alarm state that the batteries were in. Okay, that's what was able to get us over the alert state that the inverters were in. Okay, we had a little bit of sunlight, just a little bit. Okay, we had a little bit of sunlight, and the clouds were light, and they were not the heavy dark clouds, and that allowed the panels to provide enough charge to get the system somewhat going. It's still charging now. We've been sunny since around noon. I'm thinking that it's probably approaching 3 or 4 o'clock at this time. The system's still charging. And besides, at noon it was still partly cloudy, and now it's like real nice and sunny, blue skies, But everything's charging back up, and we're okay. We're doing all good out here. I mean, God has provided abundantly for us. The garden, I still have some of the potatoes. I still have potatoes left. I've been harvesting squash. If you look at the last video, you'll see the last of the squash that I was harvesting. We have enough squash to get us through. We have enough potatoes to get us through for a while. I got a spot check on them. Okay, I got a spot check on them because we have limited space, and I don't want things getting too humid weather when I'm trying to store them at. I still do need to build a place to store food, not just potatoes and such, but I'd like to start canning The stuff that I dehydrated from this past summer during the harvest and such, they're dehydrated. I got them in jars. I haven't, I put oxygen absorbers in those. Okay, like again, take a look at some of the other videos that I've made where I was dehydrating tomatoes and squash and potatoes and stuff like that. Okay, again, be part of the solution by being ready, by doing the best you can to be prepared for whatever may come. We don't know what's coming, y'all. We don't know what's coming, but be prepared the best you can. Okay. Again, this is Philippe, the Learn to Grow guy, and please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Share, like, subscribe, however you want to look at it, however you want to phrase it. But like, share, subscribe. All right. Y'all take care. May God continue to bless all of you. Peace.